Hi, welcome to the latest noise interview with myself, Ian Edmondson, and also with Chris Selby. Tonight we're talking to Don Powell and to Craig Fenny of the Don Powell Band. We're talking about how the band's formed, what we can expect from them, and a little bit of other stuff. Enjoy.
Big intro, here we go then. Don Powell Band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you want to start?
Well, who's in it?
Craig, do you want to fire away with that?
I could do that.
I'm in it.
And your name is?
Don Powell, and then there's, go on, Craig.
Well, there's Don Powell, as we found
Yeah.
out. There's me, Craig Fenny. Then we announced the singer yesterday, which is a guy called Ian Curly Davis. That's all on the, all of the information is on the Facebook, the Don Powell Band Facebook page. Then we got two secret ones. We're going to tell them who they are, Don. What do you reckon?
Yeah, do.
Okay. Well, the next one is a guy called, what's his name? John Briscoe. That's it. Yeah, I do know him. Yeah. John Briscoe, who's, he's had an interesting career, actually. He some time ago, he was in a Slade tribute band called Because I Love You. So, learned some of them songs, yeah. But he's a music teacher, guitar teacher, done a load of stuff other than that, obviously. And then the last part in the jigsaw is a guitarist called Bob Wilson, who hopefully some people will remember was the Steve Gibbons Band guitarist.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, great monster player, and he done unbelievable. Well, they're both good, but Bob's got such a great.
Yeah, they play great together, don't they, Craig?
They do. They've worked together already on their own without the rest of the band. So so we're happy with the lineup, aren't we, Don?
Yeah, it's gone great. We only had a couple of rehearsals, but it happened straight away, didn't it, Craig?
It just gelled. We didn't try in the end, Don. We didn't try that many people, did we? We'd sort of narrowed down who we wanted, and virtually the band made itself, didn't it? When we got everybody in the right room together. So yeah. Easy.
What made you decide to do it then, Don?
Well, the thing is the way things are going, and I had so many people sort of contacting me saying about sort of, forming a band and all that kind of thing, and Craig and myself made contact because Craig was in the original lineup when we first went back on the road again in the 90s. So he was the obvious one really to start with. And then we were like talking, and we were both up for it. And I said, all we need to do is sort out other guys. And Craig knew the other guys, so it just gelled together, didn't it, Craig?
It was relatively painless, really. We knew the people. I've been playing around the Midlands based since the Slade thing, and you get to know everybody. And as soon as there's an idea of a band, you think, oh, I know will be good for that, and and a lot of it's the personalities as well, isn't it, Don? Everybody has to get on, and they're nice, easygoing guys who are good at what they do. So that
was great because we both know. What we need, the compatibility when we're actually on the road together, traveling and doing all that kind of thing. We know how much of a headache that can be sometimes, but these guys seem to fit in straight away, and I think it's going to be incredible.
It is, yeah.
So what you're going to be playing? What sort of music you're playing? One other thing is it going to be another Slade, or is it going to be a totally different thing?
No, it's not, definitely not going to be another Slade band. It's not going to be a Slade tribute band. There's original stuff, and we'll be sort of each of us are putting our own oars in, about different materials. That's right, isn't it, Craig?
It is, yeah. There's some writing going on as well. There's some original numbers. And obviously, talking for Don, but there's a lot of tunes that Don wants to do, or Don likes, or they've been part of his career, and we're trying those. They might not all work, but when they do,
we've got a long list to sort of sift through. So it's going to be quite interesting, really.
Is there going to be a brass section?
It's not. Question Chris at some point, but not yet.
Yeah.
Got to ask.
Well, you never know. I mean, it's still early days, really. But I mean, the first thing is band together as a five-piece, and get. And it's obviously it's tricky at the moment because of the circumstances. Because Don's in Denmark, obviously we're over here. At the moment we can only have 6 people in a room, so we can't get anybody else into. We can't get a brass section in. It's against the law now, Chris.
Yeah. It's just it's strange times, isn't it? So the next obvious question then has got to be the ones about eventually when it's all finished and you can get out and about. Are you going to be touring, gigs, whatever?
Well, we'll see what comes up. Well, with Craig, really.
I mean, we've had. It's fair to say we've had interest already in the band going out, but there isn't really. Nobody can tour at the moment, not realistically. No. So we have to see what happens. We've got a few things. We've got enough to be going on with to get ready, haven't we, Don?
Yeah, I mean, we got to get the band ready. And I was watching this report about concerts somewhere where the punters have got to wear masks. Wherever they sit, there's got to be a space next to them before the next one. They can't stand up. They can't join in singing and things like that. So what's the point? What's the point? You want to stay at home and play records or watch a DVD or something?
Yeah.
So I like Craig said, I think it's going to be some time yet before he gets off the floor again. Promoters, are going to be wary because of the restrictions they've got. And I think generally the restrictions all round is going to be hard to sort of come over, or get over, sort of thing. So,
is it something you'd like to do? If and when, is it something you'd like to do? Would you like to get back on the road, Don?
Oh yeah, that'd be great. I mean, so I think we're all up for it, aren't we, Craig?
Absolutely, that's the goal.
Like I said, because this blooming thing that's going on at the moment, this restriction with everything. I mean, who knows when it's going to end? That's the problem. I can't see any end to it at the moment. It's just like an ongoing thing. There's there's no light at the end of the tunnel.
As you were saying as well, Don, I mean, the restrictions now for promoters to start doing stuff, the restrictions could be different by the time the gigs are on anyway. So they're not going to. Like you say, you don't want a socially distanced gig. Doesn't really work. It's just that's not what people. It's not where we'll go, let alone the audience.
No.
So but it'll come on. But we've got stuff to do. We've got plenty to be going at. We've got a few ideas for things before then. So just all got to be a bit patient, really.
My band's doing something on Sunday. We do a jam night, and we've not done anything since March at all. The band's been in a room together once since March, and we're doing a jam night on Sunday because this place is opened up. But I think it's going to be once, and then we're told not to do it again. It's a very dodgy thing. The safety things we've had to put in are incredible, and we are being really careful. It's like own mics, own guitars, it's not very comfortable. So we'll have to see what happens with that.
Yeah, how that goes, because like you said, the restrictions are just amazing. But that's the way it is at the moment. I mean, there's nothing anybody can do about it. Like Craig said, who knows when he's going to get back to normal? It's sort of...
My wife was watching news last night. She's German, and she was watching German news. And there was she's just talking to her. She says, "Oh, there's a gig here with a band with a big German artist on 5,000 people." I'm like, "No, there can't be, whatever." She said, "5,000 people." And then she told me the venue. Well, you know this place now. You remember the gig we did in Berlin? We did 3 nights there, right?
Oh, the Barbuna.
That's right. It holds 24,000 people. 5,000. Yeah, there were, but it's still empty. It's still not sitting.
Yeah, it's a big open air. I mean, a great gig, big open air gig. But like you said, there's 20,000 people capacity there. And I must say, there's another thing. There's only ever 3 events been there. That was the Bolshoi Ballet, the concert that we did, and the Hitler speeches.
That's right, yeah. Oh no, this German bloke did it yesterday, so
Excellent.
Yeah.
Have you got anything recorded at all?
We're working on recording at the moment. Sorry, Don.
Yeah, that's all right. I mean, yeah. No, but you're right now. I mean, at the moment, we need. I mean, I'm stuck here in Denmark for obvious reasons. I can't travel anywhere, and there's nothing going on. So as soon as the restrictions are lifted, I hear that maybe I might be able to fly into Manchester and I can get a train down. You know,
but at the moment, we can send files backwards and forwards between.
You know, I mean, so different today.
So we are doing stuff, but nothing's ready to sort of, you know, finished basically. And it'd be nice if we all get together really to do that.
That's what it needs really.
Yeah.
But it's so different today. Like Craig just said, we can just send files across and things like that. I mean, yeah, but I mean, there's nothing like all of us being together in a room and playing. I mean, you can't beat that, you know. And we've had the few rehearsals we've had a great time, haven't we, Craig?
We have been great, been knocked out. We tried some really unusual tracks as well, and they've worked.
Yeah, straight away, didn't it?
Yeah, it's been really, it's a lot of fun. Everybody's loving it.
Yeah.
Are you writing again then, Don?
Well, I'm starting to do things. Craig has sent me some stuff over for me to try and get finished.
Between us, yeah.
So I don't know.
We're working on one song at the moment, aren't we? Between us.
Yeah.
So, but Don's a big part of that, obviously.
So,
It'll be interesting.
No, it's going to be great. You know, I'm looking forward to sort of, you know, when this rubbish thing at the moment, you know, sort of obviously clears a little bit so we can get things moving. But instead, we just held to that at the moment.
Yeah.
So if you do anything, it's going to be play it loud all over again, Don.
We'll play it loud, yeah. But I mean, that's right. It's nice to sort of get in a rehearsal room and get some volume going. It's quite nice, that is.
Yeah.
Cool.
Looking at who's in the band and what you've done before, I mean, I've met Craig before at the end of your time in Slade 2, way back at the beginning. I met you at the Alexandra and gigs before that. But I went into record collection and I pulled these out.
I've got all three. I've got them all.
Yeah.
The other one as well.
Really? Yeah.
But I came and saw you at Walsall. I came and saw the Redbeards at Walsall.
Probably got about £4 worth of records between you then. That's a fantastic.
But were they the ones that Jim Lee produced, Craig?
Jim produced the one, yeah. He produced a few checks, but the big one was Goodbye to Jane, which he was involved in, yeah.
He did I Was Standing There as well, didn't he? Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Brilliant.
But that was a few years ago.
Just a bit. But they're still good records.
Thank you. Not for me to say.
And the Redbeards are still held with some affection, aren't they? They're still remembered quite fondly, which is always a good thing.
Even for years afterwards, we were asked to reform, and we were offered some reasonable money to do it, but it was of its time. It was great, and we you know, it's gone. It's nice in people's memories, and we had. It was a sort of an accidental success in a way, really. We just put the it's a long story, but we put the idea together, and then people. It was the opposite to how it normally is. We had record labels coming after us, and we were going, no, we're not really interested. But then eventually you think, well, hang on a minute, maybe we are. So and then we did 3 singles and an album, and a lot of touring. We were never off the road. A bit like Slade, really, always gigging. But yeah, it's good fun. I'm glad you got there.
Yeah. So have you been talking to anyone about releasing material in the future? Or is that some way off?
No, but basically people just asking me what I'm up to, what I've been doing, you know, sort of. I've explained, like we just said, because of the obvious reasons, we can't do anything. I've explained as well, I've got together with Craig, and we've done that, and I did some other stuff with, you know, sort of Paul and Les, you know, sort of thing. But like I said, everything's on hold at the moment.
Yeah.
We're just waiting to get going again, you know. Sort of, it's all pie in the sky, really.
Talking to Les and Paul, we might. I know you've issued a statement. We might as well keep that. The Occasional Flames. You're still keeping on with the Occasional Flames, aren't you?
Well, there's nothing happening at the moment, Chris, because of what's going on, but so really, like I said, everything's on hold at the moment.
What about the X-Men?
Well, that's another thing, but that's the same thing again. It's like everything's on hold, but actually, sort of Pete, who's the agent, he wants to look after me and Craig anyway. That's right, isn't he, Craig?
Yeah.
And,
so that's what as well.
Yeah. So everything's all quite a way off. Yeah, Chris, that's the trouble. So make any decisions or do anything because of not knowing any time factors or anything.
Diaries, if you're in two bands, can be a nightmare. But if you've got the same guy looking after you, that's great.
That's true.
Easy peasy.
Well, the thing is like the Occasional Flames really is not like a working band as such, but this hopefully with the Don Powell band with Craig and Ian, sort of Chris, Bob, so we're just hoping that we see where he goes.
Yeah. Yeah. We've got to see if people like the way we play first. They've got to listen to it. There will be some to listen to first. But we're working on it. We're getting there. But like Don says, it's frustrating because of the problems with that nobody can travel, and then when we do travel, we can't gig, and the music industry is in a real mess at the moment, as everybody knows. So. But when the time's right, we'll be ready. That's the plan.
Yeah.
People ask questions or anything to sort of clear things up. Instead of people writing, Don's leaving the Occasional Flames, Don's doing this, Don's doing that. If we can clear this up now, it saves a lot of people sort of coming out with a load of bits and pieces.
Well, basically, sort of like Craig just said, everything's just pie in the sky at the moment. And none of us can get together with the Don Powell band or anything really. We can't do anything.
I mean, effectively, we can all do Don can do 2 things, 3 things, 4 things, at the same time. But obviously, like you said with the diary, we have to make sure everything fits together. And it could be that the world allows us to do tours easier than it does to do drop-in gigs anymore. So if that's the case, we'll look at doing little tours. If that doesn't work, it might be the other way around, and we can't do tours. We just do drop-in gigs. So until there's some settlement of, which is, as Don said, it ain't going to be. It's not going to be this year, really, that we can all sit down and go, right, that's that solved. Then it's going to be, we've got to get through the winter, I think, before there's any.
Well, I mean, people are saying in the papers over here, you'll have seen it, people are saying that Boris has cancelled Christmas, aren't they? So,
yeah. Well, the market's been cancelled.
I think everything's been cancelled, isn't it?
Yeah. Shall we talk about the members, John and Bob and Ian, where they come from and things like that?
Well, I only know Bob because when he was with the Steve Gibbons band, who I saw quite a few times at gigs in London, and actually at the Robin in Bilston, I went to see them some time ago. So it's been a few years ago now. But Craig knows the others, John and Curly. That's where they came from. Great name in Curly.
Considering.
Do you want to carry on with that, Craig?
Yeah, well, I just got guys from around. I haven't worked with either of the guys before actually, but of them. You know what they do.
But Curly's been quite a few in quite a few West End shows, hasn't he?
Yes, yeah. He's done a really diverse amount of things, basically, from West End shows to backing vocals with some fair names, some pop stars and whatever. And he's done the last rock thing he did was quite a hardcore metal band, but he's got a great range. But what he really wants to do is this suits the material that we're putting together, suits him anyway. That's what he wanted. That's his style. But as a musician, as a sideman style musician, you can't always play what you want. It's a bonus if you can be in a band and play what you want. If you're making your money from being a career musician, after Slade, well, the Slade 2, which as it was then, I was playing soul music after that. I was doing Motown stuff, and just a completely diverse thing. The Redbirds was a rock version. That was different again, you know. So, but we all graduate towards the music that we can put together, that Don's putting together, basically. It's all moves towards rock. The other guitarist, again, I haven't worked with him, but I knew of him, and I know people who've worked with him and knew him, so you get all the background, and you know what's possibly going to go wrong before you ask them. And then as soon as he came to the first, actually, you went at the first audition for him, where you are. I think it was just me and him and a single and another guy who was helping us out vocals, yeah. That's so right. I hired him first, and then as soon as Don came over and we did a couple of numbers with him, and you were convinced, you were straight in when you heard him, Don.
Yeah.
You as soon as you heard him after that first, because I'd already worked with the guitarist before you came over. Do you remember? And then you just came, and after one number, we knew he was the right guy.
Yeah, it was perfect. It just clicked straight away, didn't it?
Yeah.
But the whole thing really, didn't it, though, Craig? The whole thing really, with sort of Curly as well. Everybody, the way it sort of went, and Bob, Bob Kevin, and it's quite nice that John and Bob work together as well on their own on a few of the songs, so they can save a bit of time sort of thing in rehearsals. And they got some great things worked out together. And like I said, it just fell into place straight away.
But all of this was before COVID. We were right in the early stages before COVID. And there's been nothing we could do since then. Obviously, there was pointless telling everybody about it then. But now at least there is a little bit of the world is enough settled so we can start telling people what we can do and what we want to do. And then who knew what was going to happen? It could have been over in a fortnight. You didn't know, But sadly, it hasn't been over in a fortnight. It is going to drag on. But
you've got the Facebook page, which that has sort of created a heck of a lot of interest. The minute, especially when it was at the DBP thing, when that went up, when somebody, was it you, Craig, that cocked up the title? Yeah.
It was a little test to see if anybody was. I didn't think anybody had noticed, actually, and they didn't at the time. We're doing a lot with the. Obviously, it's not just me doing the Facebook page. You can't do it on your own. There's too much to do. But a lot of it, we're learning what people what they want to hear, how they want to hear it, and it seems to be working because it's got massive following from zero, really. I think we're up to close to about 4,000 people who are following it on a regular basis, and that's still going up every day. So so we just had a bit of a laugh with it to see who would notice. But it was ages before anybody noticed. But then they did, so we put it.
Yeah. Carol Williams noticed it. Don.
She did, yeah.
Oh, she would.
And she sort of emailed me and said, "What's this? What's this sort of thing?"
Everybody talking.
You've met Carol, haven't you, Craig?
I have, yes.
Yeah, she would notice.
Bless.
Yeah. But we could have spun it on a bit longer if she hadn't have noticed.
Don't get much past Carol. She's a good girl.
Well, there's a few other things people are going to have to start looking out for as well. Yeah, we'll keep everybody amused.
Yeah, it's the way to do it.
Yeah.
One question that came up while looking at the questions we'd got. One question that came up: whatever happened to Steve Makin?
That's interesting. Well, there's a few reports. I mean, Craig will probably know. I mean, I heard he moved to Australia, but I think he actually went back for a visit. But I don't think he's moved there. And I believe is he down in Cornwall now? Do you know, Craig?
Well, I knew he was in Scotland for a time.
Oh, I didn't know that one.
Oh, well, I didn't know about Australia, so there you go. And then he moved. I heard Cornwall as well, actually, but he really dropped off the radar from everybody. We had mutual friends of us at the time, and nobody's heard from him. So I don't know, really, unfortunately.
because when you three were in the band together, with Stevie Worley, I thought that was a cooking lineup of the band. It was really, really good.
It was. It works. That works straight away as well, didn't he, Craig?
It did. It did, yeah. They're both great. I mean, Steve was a great singer, Steve Worley, and Steve Makin was a great guitarist as well. Hopefully still is somewhere, yeah.
Yeah.
But that really works. But that wasn't the right time, though, to do this, I don't think. You know, well, we were busy being Slade 2 at that time,
Yeah.
and then that, you know, that's... it wasn't the right time. This is the right time for Don to, you know, I think to put his mark on things, which is what he's doing, and picking songs that he wants to do, and, you know, versions and whatever. We're having a great time with it, really.
No, like Craig said earlier on, it happened straight away in rehearsal rooms, and we're all very happy. And
yeah.
Like it gelled straight away, and it was nice. It was a nice feeling.
The tricky thing is we'll probably end up with a 6-hour set. We're going to be like the Grateful Dead eventually. Nobody will go home.
Bring the camel out.
Actually, I watched a program about them the other night, but Bob Weir, the guitarist, I'm listening on stage for like nearly 12 hours or something like that, without repeating the song. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I don't think that'll be us. I don't think that'll be us.
No, not that quite.
That's great. I think we should stop recording. I don't know about you, Ian.
I think so too, perhaps, because there's a question we want to ask Don, isn't there? So I'll stop the recording.